What up, YouTube? Yep, just 998 subscribers away from going live. Won't be long now. We're out here in Greenville, Mississippi. Hottest state in the nation to be at right now. Most favorable truck to load ratio. But we're leaving it. Going to PA via what, Wes?
What?
Where are we going first in Virginia?
Suffolk?
Suffolk, Virginia, via Suffolk, Virginia. Yeah, so that's how we roll. I got my my teenager with me, the YouTube master. Anyway, he's been helping and sleeping and getting in touch with himself with all this road time. We're at a lot of first times here. We're at a first time shipper. It's some kind of dry food warehouse, I think. And we'll pick up hopefully today. We got a load that's supposed to be 980 miles away from here. Supposed to be delivered in roughly 7 hours from now, so clearly that's not happening, but none of it's our fault. Yeah, anyway, two stopper, but the rate's okay, and it's not great, but it's going to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's about 50-50 truck to load ratio right now. It's not the end of the world. Been worse than that, that's for sure. Wes, you got anything you want to tell? None of your friends listen to this page. You want to just stay there and YouTube it?
What?
You got anything you want to tell both my subscribers on YouTube?
Both of them?
Both of them.
Both of them? What?
How's your experience going?
Boring.
I just been talking about how, well, you know what I should have said was that we came from Green River, Wyoming, all the way to where? Vicksburg? Yeah, to Vicksburg, Mississippi for $1 a mile. Stiff kicking the nuts on that one. And then get this, right? That was a load with a broker that we like to haul with. We have good numbers with them. They're easy to work with. They pay pretty quickly. Hey, engage with both my subscribers, will you? Both of them.
They're probably like Mom on their different channels.
I hope one is Mom, but one of them I saw subscribed. I can't remember his name, but
We can't remember. You only have two. You gotta remember at least one.
well, you can't look. I don't know how to see who's subscribed to your channel. Anyway, 998 more subscribers, and I'm going live. What are you thinking? A couple days before I get those 998?
Maybe a couple years.
Couple years. Yeah, hey, anyway, let's go. Can we go like that? Is that gonna work? What? Both in here. Yeah, we're kicking it out here in 100 degree Mississippi. APU or truck running all the time. Thank God for an APU that functions, but it's almost like you gotta keep the curtains closed. Oh, dude, we gotta show off our curtains that we made.
Oh.
Because there's a lot of trucks that don't have curtains. No, not those.
I know.
Window curtains. Show them the curtains we put up.
Oh, you have legs.
All right, well, let's check it out. So Wes, that guy, and I put these curtains up. And what we did was Mom had these leftover curtains. So we just used those. So they were free.
No, switch the camera around.
How do you switch the camera? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if you can do it
It's
live.
a thing. Turn the phone around.
We'll show them the rack.
What rack?
The curtain rail. Because that's
This thingy.
Yeah, so the curtain rail we got off Amazon. It was like 40
This
bucks,
thing.
16, 20 feet long, something like that. It was plenty. I want to say it was just over 7 feet long to do the whole thing. This T680 came with the indent in the molding, but no track for curtains. Oh, we're gonna eat actual food.
I know.
You're just gonna have an appetizer, a small appetizer?
Small.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, we put that rack up. Just, I know people are gonna freak out, but you know how much these curtains cost? You buy them from the factory, like $700 for the rail. Crazy. So anyway, we just bought this flex rail, as you can see, and it's kind of got an I-beam shape to it. Went in there nice, and I just used deck screws. No glue, no nothing. It's holding fast. I got to look in and under there. There was no wires that were too dangerously close. 1-inch deck screws. I could have gotten away with 3/4. It's a little bit tricky because you see it's kind of bowing here, so it kind of wanted to bow into and get bound up, like especially like right here where I guess that's supposed to be. I don't know what the heck that was supposed to be, but so I had to like really get a screwdriver in there and pull it forward as I was setting those screws. But yeah, it slides nice. Let's see if we can show you over here. Slides nice. Tucks right in between the behind the seat. You should tuck it in there behind the seat belt. You're good. Anyway, it's Wes and I's voyage, the Virgin voyage together. Why is it so bright over there? You think with the curtains closed it wouldn't be that bright. He's corn chipping it up.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, we came from Rock Springs all the way to Vicksburg. 3 days, 1,600 miles. It was a 200-mile deadhead plus, because the damn, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but so like I was in, anyway, 200-mile deadhead. I think they knew that. They posted this thing as Rock Springs. Well, the pickup was 60 miles west of Rock Springs. There ain't much between Rock Springs, Wyoming, and California, so I gotta believe there's not a ton of trucks that are around there that are just looking for spot market freight. So they posted this thing as Rock Springs. I get the Raycon, well, and then this broker doesn't use addresses on the Raycons. After you sign the Raycon, they send you a driver information sheet, which actually has the pickup address. So anyway, it's Green River, Wyoming, instead of Rock Springs. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I better figure out how much farther that is. So it's another 20 miles west. So all of a sudden, oh, and that's the other kicker. When I'm looking at this load on the DAT board, it was listed as 126. So DAT's calling it a 126-mile deadhead. I run it on my GPS, it's a 196-mile deadhead. Then I run Green River, when I get the information, that's 205-mile deadhead. Then I look at the Raycon, and the Raycon says the pickup is, or excuse me, the driver information sheet, it says it's 20 miles west of that. So I get all the way out there, and it was closer to Little America, Wyoming. I don't know why anyway, I know why they're doing it. It's because they're able to get us spot market guys kind of off of our stance, because I do my prep work, like Steve the Snorlord talks about. I do my figure out what my cost is, figure out what I'll do it for, the lowest I'll do it for, get a goal in mind, write that down, write down my notes, like ask what's the freight, when's the pickup, when's the delivery time and date, and the weight, and get that all out, and then, but you start talking about numbers, and they're like, oh yeah, it picks up in Green River. I'm like, no, this one's Rock Springs. I'm like, no, we just listed it as Rock Springs. I'm like, why would you do that? Well, I know why they do that. So anyway, I digress. Just ran this thing, all miles is going to work out to be $1 a mile. Totally painful. But we wanted to come to Mississippi because this is where the money is. Like, makes sense. Sammy Makes Sense talks about put your truck where the truck to load ratio is in your favor. Well, Mississippi has been the strongest for the last few days. And it was on Friday. So that's when we were booking this load that we just dropped. Anyway, or actually no, it wasn't Friday, because we picked this thing up on Thursday, drove all Friday, drove all Saturday, drove all Sunday, Dropped it off Monday morning. No, we picked it up on Friday. We deadheaded on Thursday, drove all Friday, drove all Saturday. Saturday was rough, 700 miles. Poor kid. I don't know, he's lucky to survive 700 miles with his dad. And then today was only 400. No, sorry, Sunday was only 400. Today was only like 20. We were stopped at the TA in Tallulah, Louisiana, Tallulah, Mississippi, right there on the border of the state. So we run that, and then I had a load booked. Not a great rate again, but it was picking up 45 miles away. It was going to be 233 all miles, like 235 miles. Not bad. He's still trying, you know, got a lot of makeup to do for that 1,600 miles at $1 a mile. So yeah, we're gonna have to really scramble to make up for that. But anyway, got that second load booked. Timing for pickup was good. I was gonna be dropping off first thing in the morning. Made my drop off. Started talking with the broker because I didn't have a Raycon. We were doing everything last minute on Friday. Oh, I like water. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. And that load cancels, which is cool. The guy was totally cool about it. He's like, dude, I am so sorry. First time I'd ever been working with that broker. And he's like, man, this is a really bad way to start a relationship. I'm like, I get it. And I knew I was in the best state. And I wasn't super pumped about 233 because I'm thinking, you know, when you're in a state that's 4 to 4.5 to 1 truck to load ratio, I think 3 should be reasonable, but what the hell do I know? I've been doing this since April. But anyway, that's my instinct. You know, I should be shooting for 3. Start looking at the load board. There's got to be 50 loads within 50 miles of our drop-off point, Vicksburg, Mississippi. I'm like, oh yeah, it's on. So I start making calls. Hey, I'm calling about this load going from Vicksburg, Mississippi to, I don't know, somewhere in Arkansas. Oh, no, that doesn't pick up in Vicksburg. That picks up in Monroe. All right, well, let me Google that. It's another 80 miles. Like, why are you listening to this Vicksburg? Of course, I had my truck posted in Vicksburg. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's why you posted in Vicksburg, because you want to call me. You want me to call you, rather. You don't want to call me. And now I'm all off my game because I don't know my target numbers. Got to add in my deadhead. I got to do the math on the fly. And I'm like, I'll call you back. So I figured out the numbers. I'm like, okay, make my notes. I'm like, I'll call him back. But, you know, hey, here's another load just popped up. It's going to, and I'm looking at the load ratio. I got 2 windows open in DAT, right? I got DAT open twice. I got one, I just look at the dashboard. I got one, I look at the load board. So I can toggle back between the windows and say, all right, well, which state is this going to? This one's going to Missouri. Let's look at the load to truck ratio, Missouri. Okay, maybe I'd rather go there. I call on that one. Vicksburg, 0 mile deadhead. Yeah, I'm calling on this load going from Vicksburg to Missouri. Picks up today, 37,000 pounds. Oh, that's not in Vicksburg. That's in Fort Carson. I'm like, that's another state. And do the Google search. 136 miles away. Why are you? This is the Midwest. I mean, town upon town on top of town. Why would you do that? Well, I know why they're doing it, because I got my truck posted. So anyway, I'm like, enough of that. So I took my truck down and tried to. I'm one of those guys. I'm just not happy unless the load's booked, and that's something I've been working on, because I gotta let that go. So anyway, take my truck posting down. Take him, and I ended up billing the load that I carried, and like I just get my wits about me because I'm totally anxious to hurry up and get a load book. So anyway, get my load bill. That kills some time. I start making some calls again. Now I'm looking at a load going to picking up 60 miles away, going all the way into Washington. They're willing to pay $4,900 now. It's a long way. It's like 2,700 miles, but if you make, I'm thinking they got an offer at 4,700. I bet I can get them up to 5,000, you know, to run. I mean, granted, it's a lot of miles. It's not an amazing rate per mile, but if I, you know, do it in a week, 5,000 a week, it's good money for me. So I call on that, and he's like, yeah, it picks up today and delivers next Monday. I'm like, well, that's 7 days. I'm like, you know, I could probably make that run in 4 or 5. I was like, you're gonna tie up the truck for a whole nother 2 days? Well, oh, wait a minute, I'm just watching this truck. Is he moving into the back? Am I supposed to go into the back? I think I gotta call up to security because it looks like I'm probably supposed to be waiting in the back. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of the long story of it. Ended up booking a load. So anyway, it's like 7 days, and I said, I'll tell you what, you're gonna tie up the truck for 7 whole days. I'll do it for 52. He's like, I just don't know if I can get that. And he goes, I'm looking through the notes. It looks like somebody else bid it for 52. It was denied. I was like, I'll tell you, 5150 is absolutely as low as I'll go. And I could make money at 47, but 50. I mean, you don't want to just make money, right? You got to be able to buy a truck when it's time to buy a truck, or do the $24,000 repair that Escargot had. I mean, you got to be setting yourself up for that contingency. So start working on this other load while that's going on. It's an Uber load posted, which is weird. You know, listed as 1,150 miles, 100-mile deadhead, so 1,250, and they were offering 3. I called them up, and 2-stopper. I'm like, well, I called him and we talked about it, and it's light. It's like 20,000 pounds, and the delivery times are good because it's not like it's going to tie up the truck for 3 days, but you know, so it gives me 4 days to make $1,500 just to break even on that Washington load, in total gross. So I said, all right, I'll tell you what, 2 stops, they're both US food. The piece count was like 1,200 pieces, so you know it's not palletized. It's just going to be like loose. I'm sure that the lumper, I don't know if there's going to be a lumper, but I'm sure that there's going to be detention on it. So I was like, I'll do it for 35. He's like, oh my gosh, wow. He's like, you know, I've only got 32 in it. I'm like, look, man, I need to stay in business. You want to use me. It was weird talking to an Uber rep, you know, that was a broker, if you will. He's like, I don't think I can do it. And I was like, okay, that's all right. Call me back if you change your mind. So anyway, started looking at some other loads and doing my math and calling it. It was probably half an hour later. I probably made some calls, but I'm just really trying to get out of this mindset of gotta book the load. I'm not making money right this minute. And then, nor does that mean I'm not going to book a day ahead. I mean, I've heard it said, you know, I'm just going to book the day of. I don't even bother calling these guys unless it's the day of. You need them desperate. I'm like, yeah, but I've got a plan for my, you know, for my time too. No, I don't want to get stuck without a load and just sit a whole day just because I don't have it. But I'm making phone calls at 9 a.m. and I think these brokers are like, well, I've got 5 hours before I got to have this thing covered. And they're really getting pretty narrow, in my opinion. I'm balancing customer service with how much time, because the reality is, this load right now, I mean, the first stop, 900 miles away at a 10 a.m. delivery tomorrow. Crazy. I mean, as soon as I booked it, I turned the key on the ignition. So, yeah, I better get off the horn here and call these guys up and see if I'm supposed to go to the back. So, hope you got something out of that. Give me a call. Give me a like. Give me 998 subscribers. We'll talk to you later.